As God does often through major events, He speaks. And I was seeking the Lord. I was paying attention. What does He speak to me through this big tragedy that happened to Charlie Kirk and his family? And as many people are, I am affected by it. My initial reaction was that this is clearly the war between the spiritual forces, between darkness and God. And I know that now there are many people are on this wave of emotions. It's very big tragedy. It touched many people, and I hope that out of this many people will turn to the Lord. Those who consider themselves Christians but are lukewarm, that they will come back to the Lord, that they will realize that they were warm. They were not hot and they were not cold. They were warm. And that they need to come back to the Lord. And I hope that many will turn away from this evil ideology that brought death of Charlie Kirk. But I had this feeling within me, boiling within me, that darkness will not be able to silence the light. Darkness will not be able to silence the words of Jesus Christ and Jesus Christ himself. The evil will not be able to prevail. The evil will be able to do only as much as the Lord will allow. As we read in the Bible, in the end times, the evil will be able to overcome believers because it will be given to him. Not because he's stronger, but it's given to him. But what I want to share with my message is to inspire people to seek the Lord, to seek God. I know many people turned away from the Lord because of those who call themselves Christians, those who go to the church, those who preach on the stage, and yet live double lives, yet they commit evil. They are evildoers. Those who live a hypocritical life. Many people turned away from the church and from Jesus Christ because of evildoers who call themselves people of God, who call themselves followers of Christ, and yet they deny him with their evil works. I want to speak to you who might be questioning where is the truth, because there are many videos that speak one side and another side, one aspect and another aspect, and you can just get lost among all the information that is out there, and you don't even know where is the truth. And sometimes people probably want to just shut everything down and not follow any God, or just get away from the religious world because there is so much unrighteousness in it. And yes, this last year has been as none of the previous years. One pastor is caught in cheating, another pastor is caught in pedophilia, another pastor is caught in money laundering, and so many things that sometimes, like, God, are there any people who truly love you? Where is that truth? And I do believe that there are people who love the Lord, and God is truth. And I just have this burning desire to share encouragement, to look into the Lord, to seek the Lord. Don't look at people. I left 19. I don't even remember exactly how old I was, but around that time. I accepted the Lord as my Savior when I was 16. And I did meet Jesus when I asked Him to call into my life. And I had a supernatural freedom from smoking. Yes, I smoked already at that time when I was 16. It was like a cool thing that teenagers did. And Jesus delivered me from that. And He changed my heart. He changed my life. And my life did change quite radically, I would say. But then, because of the behavior of leadership in the church, of those who call themselves godly people, when I saw the hypocrisy, when I saw manipulation, when I saw the things that were not right, the things that were done wrong, I couldn't stand it anymore. And I said, God, you are not like what these people do. And I made a decision to stop attending the church. I just cut all my ties with the church, which means with people who attended church. And it was a very difficult time. It was one of the hardest times in my life because I was so deeply disappointed by those whom I so sincerely trusted. I was so devoted, and I just laid out my life for the church. And all I knew was the church and people whom I met at the church. They were my friends. And I felt so betrayed by those whom I loved the most and whom I trusted the most. It was a very difficult time. And I couldn't stand it anymore. I did not want to be part of it. And I left the church. And the spiritual enemy, as is written in the Bible, he comes to steal, to kill, and destroy. That is his job. And even though I thought that I will be okay, I will just stay away from sin, I will just not go to the church, I will not associate with Christians. The enemy did what he wanted to do. He stole. He stole from me when I put people's wrong behavior between me and the Lord. He stole from me when I began stepping into sinful lifestyle, knowing that that is sin, but then I stopped even worrying about it. I did not consider it wrong anymore. And he almost killed me when I got into the car accident. When my date and I were driving 100 miles an hour on the icy road, and at that speed, we hit the light pole. And my boyfriend was killed instantly, and I lost both of my legs above the knees. My left arm was paralyzed. I was all broken from head to toe. I was dying, and I was brought to the hospital bleeding, unconscious, dying with cut off legs. And I almost lost my life. But because of Jesus Christ, I am still alive. And when I was on the verge of death, doctors gave only 30% chance to survive. The Lord came to me. I couldn't even breathe by myself. The machine was breathing for me. Jesus came to me, and he stood at the end of my bed. And I felt this indescribably big and strong love that came toward me. I felt like he was embracing me with his love. And I felt, it's very interesting how it's hard to even describe what it felt like, but I will just say I heard and I felt at the same time his words, I love you. And that was the moment that changed my life. I knew that Jesus Christ is not just a religious figure. He is not just historical figure. He is truly alive. And the fact that I allowed other people's behavior to push me away from the Lord, that was the biggest mistake of my life. And from that moment, I recommitted my life again. And I said, Lord, I know I'm alive because of you. And I know that you have a purpose. I don't understand why it had to be so cruel that I don't have legs anymore. And I was only 22 years old. And, you know, it was gut-wrenching pain to be in the wheelchair. And when I look down, instead of my legs, I see the carpet and my hanging pants. Empty pants. And fully realize that I will never be the same. I will never be able to walk. I will never be able to live life the way I used to. But you know, the Lord spoke to me through His Word. And His presence was even tangible when He spoke to me. That He will restore, He will heal me and restore my life. And in all of that, there will be evident glory of the Lord. And at that time, it was impossible because I could not even get out of my room because I lived in Lithuania, my beloved country, and my beloved city, Vilnius city, the capital of Lithuania. At the time, in the year of 2000, it was inaccessible for people in wheelchairs. And I could not get out of my house. I could not even get out of my room. I could not even get into the bathroom because it was all inaccessible. And when the Lord spoke to me through His Word that He was going to restore my life and there will be a lot of glory of the Lord, it was outrageous even to think about it. But you know, I chose to trust the Lord. I knew that Jesus is not just a religious figure. He is alive. And I said, okay, God, I don't know what do you have in mind, but okay, bring me your glory. Show me yourself, and I will bring your glory to the nations. And at that moment, I felt supernatural peace in my spirit, and I knew that I will be okay. It was exactly the same peace that I received in ICU when I was laying in bed without ability to move, without ability to breathe. I had the peace that surpasses human understanding. That was the peace of Christ that only Jesus can give. The peace that not of this world. And you know, since then my life had such a beautiful turn that I could not even imagine. It's a very long story. I will not tell my story now in this video. If you want me to, just message me and I will share my story. And my story you can find online on my website, www.becomingunstoppable.org, and you can know my testimony from there. But what I want to share now is that from the moment when I submitted my life to the Lord and I decided that I will not watch what people do, I will not watch what people don't do, what they should do. I will not care about what other Christians, how they live their lives. What I will care is how I walk before the Lord. And I gave my right hand to the Lord that moment. And since then, my life really took a turn that is full of His glory. Yes, I don't have legs anymore, but I am happier than I was before the car accident. Jesus Christ is a living God. He restored my soul. He restored my wounds. I know that He is God who heals. He is the healer. He restored my soul wounds. He restored my inner being to the point that I am so fulfilled and happy. I'm happy because I got to know my God through my journey after the car accident. I got to know the living God. I got to know him not listening to somebody's message at the pulpit. I'm not saying that is bad. What I'm saying is get to know your God through your experience, living according to his word, spending time in your secret place, in your room, when nobody sees, when your doors are locked, when nobody hears your prayer. Seek the Lord, live according to his word, follow him, follow his direction. Since the car accident, my life became a beautiful journey of faith with the living God. When the Lord directed me to travel across the globe from my home country, Lithuania, to California, I had nothing, but I had faith. I knew that if God is directing me to travel, to establish my life in California, that means that he will provide everything. And that's how I got to know my God as the provider. He is Jehovah Jireh. He is the one who provides. I did not have a lot of money. I did not have home where to live. I knew only a couple people. That's it. I had no idea how to establish my life in a foreign country. I did not even know English that well. But my God was with me, and he sent help. He sent people who blessed me. He provided home. He provided the job. I never had to even look for a job. The Lord himself connected me with people. He inspired me to take action. I obeyed the Lord. I took action. He blessed me. And I had the job that I loved. I had a home. I was never in danger. And even when I allowed wrong people into my life, the Lord has protected me as nobody did. Police refused to protect me. The Lord protected me. What I want to say, don't look at people, what other Christians do or don't do. Follow the Lord. Get to know your God. And even during this time, you are getting disappointed with Christianity, with Christendom. That's another word. Don't fall for that. Call out to Jesus. Even a couple years ago, I faced things that just disgusted me from people who preach on the pulpit in the church. Disgusting things that they do. I experienced manipulation that I have never experienced in my life from people who preached on the pulpit in the church. But this time I decided, I knew I will not turn away because I know my God. I know that he is a righteous God. I know that Jesus is truth. He is the life. He is the true God. And I called out to the Lord. I said, Lord, I don't want to be part of this. This is disgusting what these people do. And Jesus responded to me right away, right on the next day. If you don't like what Christians do, pray to the Lord so he will connect you with those who truly love him, with those who truly seek him, not how to fulfill their own desires, using the godly means, using the Christianity, using faith. Seek those who truly follow the Lord, but don't fall away from the truth, from the Lord himself. Don't allow it. Seek believers who truly love the Lord. Pray to the Lord so that he would connect you with those people. He will respond. If you feel like through this tragedy, the Lord is calling you to follow him, respond to the Lord. Follow him. Don't do the mistake that I have done many years ago. But be vigilant. Be vigilant, because there is a lot of deception now. There is a lot of deception. Be vigilant and careful who you listen to. What are you watching? Where are you going? Whom you associate with? Be very, very vigilant. Ask the Lord to reveal it to you. Ask the Lord to reveal you the truth. Fellowship with believers. Follow the Lord. See you again.